So I know you know how to breathe. We all breathe all the time, every day. But do you remember how to breathe naturally, without effort, without constriction? Do you remember how to breathe when you were a child? Do you remember how to breathe in the way that your body naturally breathes on its own? A lot of people, including myself, need support in learning how to breathe properly, remembering how to breathe, taking moments to sit and breathe and learning how to breathe. Even if you don't have like the right technique or whatever, just connecting to your breath, slowing down your breath, taking a breath in between when I speak, you know, taking pauses. There's just so much to talk about with breathing and breath, and this always comes up with the water therapy classes that I teach and yoga as well. I just see it in everything, in every healing modality. Unless you're going to a specific, okay, making sure it's recorded. Unless you're going to a specific curated breathwork class, you know, we just forget that we need to breathe in addition to all the things that we're doing. The breath is amplifying everything that we're doing, especially when it comes to healing things. And when I give the water therapy, so first of all, if you don't know me already, my name is Kayla. If you're new to my channel, thank you for watching. I've been living in Tulum, Mexico for 4 years. Hopefully you can hear the crickets and all the like nighttime bugs outside. Oh, it's so peaceful here. So I moved to Tulum, Mexico 4 years ago. I left my life as a fashion designer. I was working in New York City for 8 years, designing lingerie and swimwear for mass market companies, and I just was not happy at all. I just felt like my soul was dying inside. And eventually when I left the fashion industry, I put my own collection out. I followed that dream, that initial dream of making my own clothing line, and pursued that, checked that off the list. And since then, basically since right before the pandemic, I completely went sober with everything, just cut drinking, smoking, drugs, everything, just completely turned wellness and focused on my healing and nutrition, and I'm an Ayurvedic nutritionist, and so I have a podcast that I talk about nutrition more in depth. And anyway, so I work in Tulum. I teach yoga in Tulum. I teach water therapy in Tulum. I give bodywork sessions in Tulum, and every week I give sessions in the ocean and the swimming pools and the lagoon. And I teach people how to give water therapy. I give private sessions, and even right now, I'm not even nervous. I'm just focusing on what I want to say, and I feel like in my stomach, I'm really trying to tune in to what I want to say, because I want to share the right thing, and I'm I gotta give the right video, So take a breath with me. If you're watching this and you're enjoying it, just tune into your body, just take a breath. And breathe with your mouth open. You don't have to be so expressive as me, but it feels really good to do it that way. And I think I learned this from my water therapy teacher. I definitely know when I came to Tulum, I was breathing really shallow, really high up. I was having panic attacks. I was breathing and when I first started to learn how to breathe deeper into my body, into my diaphragm, making my belly expand, it was life-changing, and it just continues to be life-changing. Every day it's a continued practice of remembering how to breathe. And I just want to share this with as many people as possible, because it's a condition that's just going around. Everybody's learning how to breathe in the wrong way, and it's not nobody's fault. It's just a programming that we're all picking up from each other. And every single week when I give water therapy, I am teaching people how to breathe. And I tell them to breathe, and they don't breathe. Nobody breathes. In yoga, I say breathe, exhale your mouth, breathe with your mouth. Nobody breathes. Nobody opens their mouth. Everybody keeps their mouths closed. And I just want to ask you and invite you to think about, why aren't you breathing with your mouth open? Why aren't you doing that? Do you feel uncomfortable? Do you think it's weird? What is it bringing up for you? Why aren't you doing it? What, puppy? What? What? What is it? Sorry, my doggy's like... maybe some teachers you have encountered haven't brought this up in their methods, so you don't know about it, or what is it? I'm just curious. Would love to hear from you. If you want to drop a comment, let me know what this brings up for you, how you feel about it. If you feel uncomfortable about it, why do you feel uncomfortable about it? If you feel uncomfortable doing it, that's a sign that you need it. And if you're at home alone, like, do this alone. Like, I get it. A lot of people feel a little shy in class and, being in front of other people. But your shyness is blocking you from receiving your own healing from your body, from your breath. You go to the yoga class, you go to the water therapy to learn to receive, So I'm teaching you how to learn and how to receive. So don't let your shyness or your insecurity or whatever is coming up block you from receiving this powerful medicine of breathing. I could just go on a rant about this for so long, so I won't make the video too long. It's already been 7 minutes and I feel like I haven't even gotten into the video at all. So maybe I'll make a part 2. Maybe I'll make this 2-part video. So breathing is, I'll just preach one more thing and then I'll share like some techniques that I feel like will be helpful. Breathing is the most important, vital thing that we could possibly do to nourish ourselves. It's the first medicine that we ever received when we came into this world, and we came out of the mother's womb. We started crying, right? And it's the last thing that we'll ever do before we die. It's our life force energy. This is what makes us be alive. And when we go into the water therapy, and specifically the water therapy, I help people to open their mouths when they breathe, because the water therapy is healing for the emotions, it's healing for the hips, it's healing for the whole body in many ways, but specifically the hips, the sacral chakra, it's connected to the throat. So the second chakra is the sex organs, it's the Swadhisthana chakra. It's where we hold all of our emotions, all of our inspiration, all of our pranic energy, all of our life force energy, all of our creativity, all of our passion, sexual desires. It's where we store shame. It's where we store hate. It's where we store trauma, negativity. This is why we all need to be doing this work to heal this part of our body, because we're storing trauma from not only our own lives, but from our ancestors. And this chakra is connected to the throat chakra, which is the 5th chakra. And we can heal these 2 chakras together. So when we go into the water therapy, it's emotional healing. It works towards healing the sacral chakra, but they're very connected. So if your mouth is closed and this is completely blocked, there's nowhere for the energy to exit except the bottom, which it does, but it will be much easier to come out through the throat in the water, because you're breathing deeply, you're yelling. People yell in the water therapy. I bring them under the water. They can scream. People cry in the water therapy. People can orgasm in the water therapy. It's not a sexual healing, but it does come out. People laugh. These are all expressions of the throat and the mouth. And whether it's beautiful or ugly, people can sing, it's like whatever wants to come out can come out. Whether it's beautiful or ugly, it doesn't matter. It's releasing that. And Particularly if you breathe with the mouth open in this type of therapy, but in general, if you want to access a breathing that is calming for the nervous system, that is calming for anxiety, stress, that is soothing, that is supportive to your vitality day to day, breathe in and out through the mouth. If you're at home, if you just want to take a break, just stop and for some reason, when I teach people how to do this, they breathe like this. So my mouth is like, which is like a totally different breath, completely different breath. And there's many different types of breathing that have different functions and do different energetic things in the body. So that's a different breath, and that doesn't nourish you or relax you in the way that I'm trying to show you how to do. And most people can't and won't open their mouths to breathe past, to even breathe like open the mouth and just breathe like like I'm sure everybody yawns in the morning, right? Like you wake up and you yawn, like your mouth opens as wide as it can when you yawn, right? So that's your body's natural way of healing itself, right? So you're inhaling and exhaling as much energy as you can possibly do in a yawn. And that's kind of what I want you to do, just not as extreme, somewhere in between, you know, this and so like and then definitely this is going to be a two-part video because I have a lot to talk about here. And then once you start to open your mouth, you're going to start to realize that your mouth hurts, your jaw hurts, your jaw cracks, maybe you have teeth problems, maybe you have throat issues, maybe you have stuff in your throat, maybe your face hurts, maybe your head hurts, maybe you have migraines, maybe you have a lot of things going on here in the head, the neck, the throat. These are all signs this chakra is blocked. The energy is blocked. So even if you don't address the specific area, the grinding of the jaw, the locking of the jaw, the pain in the face, the headaches, this and that, just by opening your mouth and breathing like this, will start to clear energy in all of these areas of your body. And you have to remind yourself how to do this over and over again, because if your body's used to doing an unhealthy habit for how many years, who knows, maybe it's been your whole life you've been breathing like this. Not your whole life, because obviously as a child, baby, you knew how to breathe naturally. You're gonna have to remind yourself constantly to do this, because you know, you're not gonna breathe like, you're not gonna breathe like that all day. Like that's just not realistic. But I'm saying when you just take a moment, at any moment of the day, just, and especially when you're receiving healing, breathe like this. And I want to clarify like what the breathing is that I'm suggesting for you. So a lot of people, I feel that, and I would love to hear in the comments as well, I would love to learn from everybody how they feel about breathing in yoga classes, what they've learned in yoga classes, whether the yoga teacher or the therapist said this is how you breathe in life, or they just weren't clear. Because I think what's happening is people, I'm like, I gotta breathe into my stomach now because I'm getting really like focused on this topic and I'm not breathing now. So I think what's happening is people are learning a certain type of breath. They've never done any type of conscious breathing before, and then they take that as like, oh, this is the healing breath that I need for everything. So when they learn a different one, they think, oh, I can't do this other breath because that yoga teacher said you only breathe like this in yoga. You only breathe with your mouth closed, in and out in yoga. This is Ujjayi breath. This is something I'm not even going to go into in this video, because that is a breath that has nothing to do with the breathing that I'm talking about. But this is a big thing that I see a lot when people come to take yoga with me at the beach, is they think that this type of breathing that they teach in yoga, which is really for intermediates. So if you're a beginner of yoga and you're not really dedicated to like learning a certain practice, I would just suggest focusing on a breathing that is calming for you, or actually learn Ujjayi breathing. So there's no type of breath that you need to do for everything. There's no type of specific breath that in every yoga class you have to follow. And if you're not sure, you can always look at the yoga teacher, see what the yoga teacher is doing. If the yoga teacher hasn't suggested a specific breath, to look at them. And if they're suggesting it, then you can follow that. But what happens is I suggest to breathe kind of through your mouth with this restorative yin yoga when I teach that type of yoga, and people don't do it. So I think it's a combination of what people have learned from other yoga teachers, because I've asked some students, and please send me clarification. Would love to learn more information about what you guys are experiencing out there. It's a combination from what they're learning from other teachers and this not wanting to open their mouths. So explore this in yourself, you know, because it doesn't affect me if you don't receive as much as you can from the yoga class, from the water therapy. But I want you to, because it's so powerful. And maybe explore what blocks you have. Maybe you have some blocks around being seen, being heard, feeling important, feeling like people care about what you have to say, feeling special enough to share yourself. Do you feel shy talking in front of people? Do you feel insecure to make a video? Do you not like hearing your own voice? Do you not like the sound of your voice? Are you afraid of singing? Are you know? And if these are all yeses, then you have some healing to do in that chakra. And we all have healing to do, you know, and that's the beautiful thing, diving into that healing. And simply by breathing with your discomfort and working on opening your mouth and breathing in and out with the mouth. So I want to clarify in the next video, in part 2, which will be posted the next day after this video, I will go into clarifying different types of breathings and what they do and what you can use them for, because there seems to be a confusion with what's what, and it's fine. I mean, if you're not like a yogi or a yoga teacher, you don't need to know the names of the breath and exactly the number and how they do it exactly, you know, and how many times and this and that. But I want to invite you to connect to your body through your breathing. You know, people have neck problems. So many people have neck problems. You know, it's normal. We are on our phones all the time. We're on our computers. We're not opening our mouths. We're grinding our teeth. We're thinking. We have migraines. We have ear problems. We have congestion. It's because you're not opening your mouth. You're not opening your mouth. So whether it's speaking, whether it's breathing, whether it's listening to yourself, just by sitting with yourself and breathing like I'm breathing now will help all of those things, will help all of that. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about the difference between box breath, between a cooling breath where you are breathing like that initial breath that I talked about earlier, which it seems that a lot of people do. And what happens when you do these breathings, what actually you can use them for, when you can use them, what energies you can use to release them for, and then which types of breathing that you can do to balance your energy, to balance feeling tired, to balance yourself from feeling too agitated, too aroused, to release anger, and to slow your nervous system down, to bring your anxiety to a state of calmness, to bring yourself into the present moment. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this was helpful. I feel like I've rambled so much already and I still have a lot more to share. So I'm gonna make a part 2. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends or somebody you might feel might benefit from this. Please leave a comment. I would really love to get a conversation going on, hear about breath, and I would just really love to help everybody to connect to their own source of healing. And subscribe. If you want to have a session with me, you can do so in the link in my website. I offer somatic release exercises, one-on-one session online where we will go over breathing. We will talk about your trauma, your emotions, any stress, any specific physical issues that you have going on, emotional things that you want to work through. I also offer a 1-month-long manifestation mentorship, which is more for, it's also working through blocks, mental blocks. It's not so much physical, it's more so about manifesting your vision, your future. You can actually kind of work on your physical concerns as well through the manifestation process. So I will create a customized hypnosis meditation for you that you're going to use every day for 30 days. And basically in there, we talk about everything that you want to call into your life. So if you're calling in like a healed body, strong body, healthy body, no pain in the body, sleeping well, and all of the things that I just talked about, feeling confident to share yourself online, talking in front of people, healing, grinding teeth, healing migraines, things like that. That can also be manifested into your life through these hypnosises. So programming the mind to believe certain things that will actually attract the healing to you. So without further ado, I love you so much. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you for the next video. Bye.